Hey, beautiful souls, beautiful sunshine, here with the Holistic Healer, aka Sonia B. I am back with another prophetic message that I received this morning. And I'm outside walking, and there may be people walking next to me or beside me, but just know that if you hear me pausing for a minute, I'm pausing for a reason. But anyway, with all that being said, and for those of you who are, let me say this, for those of you who are new to my channel, I just want to say welcome. And for those of you who are returning back, I just want to say welcome back. And with all that being said, just keep in mind that there's energies, excuse me for a minute, just keep in mind that these energies could be happening right now, or I feel like these are situations that you guys keep finding yourselves in and dealing with. For those of you who keep, again, no judgment. I'm just giving you the message, so don't shoot the messenger. For those of you who keep finding yourself meeting new people or looking for friendships, of anything outside of yourself, and I say all that to say because basically at this point in time, if there's something it is that you truly want, whether it's that love relationship, romantic relationship, or whether it's that friendship, right about now, during these times, basically you should just be finding that friendship within yourself, because these are just the energies that we're in. And if you find yourself doing any of that and looking forward those type of relationships, if you find yourself looking for those type of relationships in someone else or looking outside of yourself, you're going to find yourself keep dealing with the same old situation. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. But anyway, so just keep in mind that I know that these energies have been happening to a lot of you since, especially those who've been finding yourself since 2018 dealing with certain situations in regards to friendships. For those of you who keep holding on to old friendships from high school, middle school, elementary school, I've said before in previous videos that everybody can't go in the direction that you're going in. So at some point in time, the divine spirit of light is trying to mature you and get you out of that mindset of feeling like you're still on the schoolyard playing in a sandbox with the same individuals, because in order to move on to a different level, you have to have a different mindset. So I hope that information was helpful. But anyway, I just basically wanted to say the message that I received this morning was, so it was pertaining to friendships as well as romantic relationships. For those of you who are finding yourselves wondering where certain people were, oh my God, is that bad? Is he dead? Oh. Hey, birdie. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I just ran into, he's sitting there like he's still alive, but I just saw, a dead bird or whatever. He's just sitting there, laying there. I thought maybe he was just trying to cover up some eggs, but I see that he's not. And remember I told you yesterday I saw the red bird? So those are like just little signs from the universe. So I'm gonna have to figure out what that meaning is in regards to seeing a black bird that's passed on. But anyway, because I feel like the information that I'm receiving right now is that certain energies have got to go. They have to die. They have to be done away with. And I don't mean like a physical death, even though the bird is coming in a form of a physical death, but it's more so of the energy, the immatureness of the energy. It has to go. It has to die is what I'm hearing. But anyway, with all that being said, so some of you guys are looking for, as I was saying before I got interrupted with seeing the bird, then I also saw a dead dragonfly this morning as well too. Anyway, poor animals. But anyway, so just keep in mind that for those of you, as I say, it was looking for friendships and looking for these relationships or reaching out to people, I just basically want to let you know that the way I saw this coming in is some of you are going to find yourself hanging out with someone from your past. I see it in two forms. Some of you are going to find yourself hanging out with someone from your past You're going to find yourself hanging out with somebody from your past. And not only are you going to be hanging out with somebody from your past, but it's like you guys are going to be so close and so close to each other to the point that it's like, it's what I'm hearing is it's going to be in, it's two different situations. Some of you are going to find run into somebody from your past, and then some of you have been looking for these relationships outside of yourself. So the way I'm hearing it is, for those of you who are running into people from your past, just know that I know everything is going to seem like it's good at first. And it's going to seem like you guys are the best of friends, and it's going to seem like, oh my God, like where had this person been? And like you really wanting to excuse me excuse me, y'all. That's the side y'all don't see when I'm out here either running or walking. It's constant spitting anyway. But just keep in mind that it's gonna seem like this person is for you, and I mean the relationship is gonna seem like it's so perfect. You guys are gonna do everything together. You're gonna be like the best of friends while being in a relationship. You're gonna go places together. You're gonna do things together. But just know that the way I saw it is it's gonna eventually temporarily fade out. And yeah, for whatever lessons that need to be learned, I can't really tell you that, but just know that some of those situations are only temporarily, and that's because God knows what it is that he has for you. So in the moment, while you're in it, enjoy it. That's all I can say it, because the way it came through is if I was in the relationship and I felt, not saying that I'm not happy now, but it was just like, to just feel like, oh my God, like this person is like my best friend, and we're going places, we're doing things together. So keep that in mind. It's only temporarily, because eventually it's gonna fade out, but enjoy it while it's there for whatever lessons that needs to be learned. Because just remember, every how the Bible talks about there's a season for everything. And I think that's one of those situations. Some people come into your life, they're there either for a reason, a season, or a lesson to be learned, or just temporarily, whether it's to give you a message or whatever. So you have to keep that in mind and stay open with that too. Like they're there to teach you something. So it's a matter of paying attention to whatever the lesson is in the process. And then for those of you who've been looking for relationships outside of yourself, it's like the reason why that is happening is because, hold on, let this car pass. Ooh, that car is so nice. Yes, I love that royal blue. Anyway, but tailpipes gotta go though. It sounds a little raggedy, but I like my tailpipes to sound smooth. Anyway, so those of you who are looking for relationships outside of yourself, just know this, that the divine spirit of light, it's almost like those things. That's why I said yesterday in the other previous video that you have to be mindful and change your mindset, because however your mindset, what I was hearing is, and I did a video on this too about intentions, people's intentions. Like, I know we talked about other people's intentions, but you have to watch your intentions too. And I say all that to say, because if your intentions aren't good, and it's like you're wanting certain things to show up in your life, well, guess what? They're going to show up in the same exact form of how you're thinking. In other words, if you're somebody looking to, let's just say, manipulate somebody, or, you have a hidden agenda, guess what? Those people who come into your life, who you're wanting to come into your life, they're going to show up in the same exact form, because it's almost like whatever's in your heart, it's like that's what's being presented to you in person. So, they refer to it as a form of manifestation, or whatever the case may be. So however you want to put it, it's important to, as I said previously, to think positive, be positive, and to stay positive. Because if you're thinking from a negative, hold on, let me pause for a minute, y'all. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Find yourself. Anyway, so you just have to. You have to keep that in mind. And it's up to you what you choose to do with the information, but I'm just letting you know, you're going to keep finding yourself having relationship turnovers, whether it's in friendships, if those of you who are looking for true friendships, and for those of you who are looking for romantic relationships, you should be finding that within yourself. So that way, when you find it within yourself, and you're comfortable with accepting the fact that you are your best friend, in other words, like, and you're not willing to accept anything less than what you deserve or anything outside of yourself, because right now these energies are tricky. And as I've told you guys before too, like every time I see the fox that crosses the path, it's that trickster energy. It's that energy that people come in. It's the siren, it's the foxes, the sly foxes, it's the people coming to manipulate in some sort of way. So you have to be mindful of that too. That's why I said during these energies, they're very tricky right now, so be mindful of that. Need me to blow your eye? You good? Oh, okay, excuse me, y'all. Anyway, so so keep that in mind too. Like, your intentions are everything. If your heart isn't right, and it's to explain it to you, if your heart isn't right and okay, so what I'm hearing is two examples here. Let's just say if you have a situation of you're okay, sorry, sidetracked by his lawnmower. So there's two situations that I'm seeing right now, and I'm giving it to you as an example. So if you find yourself, let's just say, if you're not living your life right, or you're entertaining unhealthy energies, and how can I say it? Help me out, spirit. Okay, so for those of you who are single and you're wanting to find that, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a romantic relationship, or whatever the case may be, just make sure your heart is right. And I say that to say, thank you, spirit. And I say that to say that if you're coming from a place of, trying to one-up somebody else, guess what? That's what you're going to attract into your life. If you're coming from a place of being authentic and coming from your heart space, and you're being, how to be vulnerable, how to, come in, and you're not cloaking yourself in deceit, in other words. If you're not cloaking yourself in deceit, or, you're being true and you're being authentic from the heart, if your intentions from the heart aren't good, that's what you're going to manifest in your life. And so in other words, if you come in playing games with people, guess what? People are going to come playing games with you. Those people who you run into, who you think that you're getting to know, they're going to come playing games with you, and you're not going to even know it until the last minute. And then you have the other situations where, so keep that in mind too. That's why I said intentions is everything. That's why it's important to stay in your heart space, because when you're coming from a true and authentic place of being in your heart space, you're going to manifest those things that you truly desire. But right now you're manifesting because it's more of low vibrational energy, or your low shadow side self. It's like, again, however you think, that's what you're going to manifest. And then the other example was, if you're someone who is, what I'm hearing is, if you're someone who is married or whatever the case may be, and you know that you haven't been and you're separated, should I say, that you haven't been doing what's right, but yet you want to find these friendships with benefits, or whatever the case may be, well, the truth of the matter is, until you set those situations right, everything you do, it's kind of almost like the movie Color Purple. How when she said, everything you've done to me, I've already done to you. Not necessarily saying that particular person is doing it to you, but it's more so of God doing it to you. Basically, it's you doing it to yourself, because anytime you're projecting negative energy or wishing, and again, your intentions, if your intentions are ill will and you're meant to try to hurt, harm, or injure somebody in some sort of way, and you're not watch out, Trent. And you're not coming from a good heart space, it's like you're gonna find yourself, hold on, y'all. Yeah, anyway, you're gonna find yourself, I forgot what I was gonna say as I was waiting for that person to pass. You're gonna find yourself, oh, thank you. You're gonna find yourself it's like everything that you're going to find things not working out for you, should I say. Because again, your intentions aren't right. Like I said before, there's the two different relationship scenarios is what I was getting, those single people and then those who were married and separated. Is from what I was hearing. And I explained to you about the first group. But anyway, before the lady interrupted me, the second group was about those who were married and separated. So in other words, if you're married and you're separated and you're not necessarily doing what's right, it's a matter of you correcting your wrongs, should I say. So if you're married and you're separated and you know that you absolutely do not want to be with this person, you were meant to correct that. In other words, either get a divorce or either reconcile whatever situation that needs to be reconciled, rather than trying to play games with the individual or leading the person on, in other words. But not only that, but it's like if you're doing things intentionally to try to hurt that person, what's going to end up happening is everything that you're trying to do to that person to hurt them, to make them feel what you feel, because they're not doing what you want them to do, or you're not able to control them in a way that maybe you thought you was used to doing. There was something over there. Anyway, so you have to keep that in mind too. Like, again, it's making your wrongs right. So again, if you know that it's not as I said, if you know that your intentions aren't good and you're trying to hurt, harm, or injure someone else, basically that same energy is going to come back to you. So that's why I said intentions is everything. You have to be mindful of the things that you do and your intentions, and ask yourself, why am I wanting these certain things or certain people in my life? Or why am I still holding on to a relationship that no longer is existing? What are my reasons for doing that? Is it because you don't want to see the other person happy? And remember, because if that's your intention, sorry y'all, I'm walking up a hill now. If that's your intention, guess what? The same thing is going to eventually end up happening to you, meaning the same thing is going to eventually end up happening to you. Meaning that if you don't want to see this other person happy, but yet you're still holding on to a relationship that does not exist, so you're not trying to reconcile it or get a divorce from it, what's going to end up happening is you're going to find yourself not happy as well too. Why? Because you're projecting that energy off onto someone else. And again, your intentions aren't right. But, if you come from a place of staying in your heart and wishing those individuals, maybe who you've had a past relationship with, who you are still married to but separated from, or whatever the case may be, but you truly come in from a more authentic place. And because remember, God sees your heart. He sees everything. He knows every intention that you think. He knows every thought that you think. So in other words, if you come from a place of staying in your heart and saying to yourself, you know what, things didn't work out for me and this individual, we've learned lessons or whatever the case may be. We've done all that we can do, and my heart's no longer in it, or their heart's no longer in it. And if that be the case, it's more so of you basically saying, you know what, it's basically you saying, in other words, like, I've tried, and I've done all I can do, and I feel like there's nothing there. So it's time to, part ways, or, let go, or, move on, should I say. But again, just remember, it's your intentions. If you're doing it with ill will intentions, that does nothing but come back on you. So anyway, guys, I hope that message was helpful. Like I said, some of you guys are going to find yourself meeting a new relationship, and some of you guys have been in and out of so many different friendships with benefits, or, relationships, should I say. But just know and understand, those relationships are going to be temporarily, always, until you make your wrongs right. But anyway, with all that being said, and oh, I'm sorry, and before I go, because I'm just hearing, Just know that when you do what's right, you will be rewarded for doing what's right. Just know that when you do what's right, you will be rewarded for doing what's right. But remember, when your intentions aren't right and whatever you're projecting off onto somebody else, that's that same energy that you're going to receive in return. So anyway, I hope that was helpful, and I hope you guys enjoy this Sunday morning. It is beautiful, so get out in nature, and remember to stay grounded, and always put God first. God, source, spirit, whoever it is that you believe in spiritually. With all that being said, I hope you guys have a beautiful day. I say namaste, and I wish you much love and much light on your journey until the next prophetic message. Peace and blessings. Bye.